Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's Harry from Hasper TV. Back with another match reaction video. Yeah, I've just watched Tottenham lose 2-0 to Chelsea. Should I be surprised? Should I not be surprised? Let's just get into it. So Ange did make a few changes from the last game. Kulusevski came in as a number 10 to the Madison, who did come on later in the game. And he started with midfielder Bissouma, Sarr, and Kulusevski. Front three involved Richarlison in the middle, Son on the left, and Johnson on the right. Now, let's get into the game because I'm sure this next bit will surprise you. Spurs conceded the first goal in the first half off a set piece, off a free kick. I'm sure you're all watching this, all surprised that Spurs conceded off a free kick or a set piece, but damn. I'm getting quite bored of just watching the same stuff every week, to be honest. And our great manager, comes out and says, "Well, set pieces aren't important, mate." Yeah, that's fine. Only a third of our goals we've conceded this season was set pieces. So that's 17 out of 54. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's almost a third of our goals, right? This season we conceded off set pieces. But, there's no problem. Just could keep defending zonally and leave Chalobah by himself on the far post, because we have to all stand in a straight line, mark these zones. But, the Chelsea player can easily just walk on the other side unmarked and just run in and score a header. Because I'm sorry, that goal could easily be alleviated and prevented by having people one-on-one. At least some would have been on Chalobah to stop him from scoring. But, we just have to play zonal marking because this is the way, apparently. But yeah, on to the second goal. Now, I don't blame Vicario for the second goal in the second half with the free kick, because Palmer's free kick was brilliant. But I want to look at Højbjerg and Son for that, because the ball comes looping down and they both get into each other's way. Bear in mind, and I'm going to talk about Son in a minute, but bear in mind Son is the captain, yeah? So shouldn't one of them, considering we consider ourselves, some people consider Højbjerg one of the leaders in the squad because he's quite vocal, yeah? And Son is meant to be our leader. Shouldn't one of them shout between each other to stop themselves running into each other to stop the goal off the header from the rebound? You tell me. Because it's the same stuff every single week. I'm sure Liverpool will score at least 4 past us on Sunday, the way it's going. Because even though they're out of form, I'm sure they can muster up a good corner or a good free kick. And then, where they go, this is like as someone said on one of the streams I was watching earlier today, a set piece is like a penalty against Tottenham. Because we're just so open. We don't pick up men. Some people argue play a hybrid system. Well, clearly we don't, because again, Chalobah is left by himself on the far post. So it was a man-for-man / zonal hybrid bollocks. There was no man-for-man in that set piece, was there? In the free kick. There might be in zone, but there's no man-for-man, so you can't have both. Well, you can, apparently, but I didn't see both in that set piece, did I? Who was marking Chalobah at the far post? But after the game itself, apart from that, Spurs apparently did muster up 7 or 8 shots. 2 were on target or something like that. One which was actually quite a poor shot by Højbjerg. So Ange, for the first time in about, how long did they have the job? Like 8 months? I don't know. He finally was screaming on the touchline in the first half after some of our players were just seemingly not passing it well. And that's the first time I've ever seen him go nuts, apart from like the refereeing decision. But I'm talking about in-game. It's the first time I've ever seen him go nuts. Maybe because we needed that a lot earlier than this point in the season, when you're leaking goals like there's no tomorrow. And it was, again, Van de Ven probably our man of the match again. And if it wasn't for him, it could be a lot worse. So, how do we move on to Liverpool? Well, I'll reiterate this again, especially because we're missing Dogi. Go to a back 5, play a strong midfield. I'll play Højbjerg, Bensker and Sarr. Try and keep the game tight for at least 60 minutes, 70 minutes, and then bring on your attackers when the game might open up for you. But Ange shows no respect for any of these teams. I don't think he understands that going away to Chelsea, despite their seeming lack of quality or not as good as they were before, and same with Newcastle, as people point to the fact that Newcastle had 14 injuries as well as Chelsea. Going away to these teams is not easy. Like, he should have discovered at Fulham and Brighton. You can't. Sometimes you have to put not an extra man in midfield, but compact the game. Be patient. Maybe play on the counter attack every once in a while, because you cannot play like this in every single game and expect to win. And teams have sussed this out. I mean, we've kind of shown with the runs that Chelsea players were making, the balls over the top. I actually think this was worse than the 4-1 loss because we just didn't really create anything. I know some people might point to these little half chances, but we just pass, and it's just watching the same stuff every game. And I'm just bored of it. This guy won't last past Christmas, I don't think. I think Ange will be gone by Christmas. We'll have a new manager in the new year. If it was me, I'd get rid of him now and bring in Tuchel, but yeah, I think a lot of people will be disagreeing with my opinion about that. But just expect, all I'm going to tell you is just expect the same thing on Sunday against Liverpool, right? We're going to concede from a set piece. If you're a betting man, go put a bet on Spurs conceding from a set piece. I'm not sure what the odds are right now, but put like £100 on, you'll probably get money. And yeah, I can't see us scoring against Liverpool either. Son, as I alluded to earlier in the video that I was going to touch on him, he shouldn't be captain of this club. His decline started last season, as I pointed out on other streams. This season, I think the tap-ins have kind of papered over the cracks again because he was... And the irony of all this is about Son, right? People were saying at the start of the season to move Son from the left into the middle, right? Now people are saying to move Son from the middle to the left. I'm sure there's some people watching this game today saying to move Son back into the middle. No, if you can't play either position, you should be out of the team. But we all know what the alternatives are. So maybe we have to play an out of shortage of options, I guess, if you want to put it that way. I don't know. And he's the club captain, so he will never be dropped anyway. So we're kind of stuck with him. But no, I don't want Son on the pitch next season. I don't want Richarlison on the pitch next season. And I'm one of the people who have defended him. Or Johnson. I mean, Johnson played one good cross, one good delivery the whole game. Everything else was wasteful. Honestly, it was just abysmal to watch. Our midfield just wasn't working. Defence, like I said, Van de Ven was our only bright spark, really. Even Porro, he's not been great lately. And Vicario, I can't really blame the goals on him. I know a lot of people point to the first goal being on him, but I'm sorry, there's no way he's going to save that, considering the position they came from and the fact that your defenders should be dealing with that. But if we're not lined up correctly, man for man, we're not going to be able to deal with the header. I thought Emerson, as I predicted on Spurs Kings TV, was going to get roasted by Madueke, and it basically happened. And I know some people might point to the second half being better, but all I saw was a Chelsea team put 1-0 up, kind of dropping back a bit, and they knew that we were going to have more urgency and going more at them in the second half. And unfortunately, the result of that is, well, there you go. They knew we weren't going to create anything. Even when Maddison came on, he did nothing. Not been the same since his injury. The Celso only had 5 minutes. It's clear that he's going to be sold. And Kulusevski, I'm one of those people putting him in the middle, but maybe I have problems in the middle now and there's a number 10s. But we go on. And another L incoming against Liverpool on Sunday. And yeah, same old Tottenham. As Stell would say, they'll always let you down. And come on, you Spurs. That's a bit ironic, I guess.